Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Finishes 0-0. I hate when games finish 0-0 because you really have to dig into the detail to pluck out things to talk about. Now luckily there are things to talk about today, and it's not in a bad sense towards Chelsea. Could more have been done? Yes, we'll get to that very shortly. But overall, there are other factors that need to be discussed. And it's a shame Chelsea didn't get 3 points. But before we get into it, I want to let you know this video is brought to you and sponsored by the One Football app. Link in the description for all of your footballing latest, including today's happenings in the Premier League. Liverpool winning a football match after beating Man City. I mean, could this be the turnaround for Liverpool? Finally, I don't know. But anyway, Man United currently beating Spurs 1-0. That's hilarious. Because it's Tottenham. And yeah, if you want all the latest, it's there. Plus, if you're based in the UK and Ireland, don't forget Italian Serie A streamed 1 game per match day, and you get access to all the Italian Serie A highlights. So make sure you're on there. Link in the description. Download it now and enjoy if you haven't already. Let's get into this. Brentford versus Chelsea. I told you it wasn't going to be an easy game. Definitely not like the Villa game. You just know Brentford away isn't as easy as it looks on paper. It's not. And the first 10-15 minutes, you could see that for Brentford. Brentford were coming at us like all guns blazing. The only thing missing was some AK-47s for them to declare war on us. They were going all out on us, all out. But we defended well. We were looking good. And there were points in that first half where I honestly, even after the rampage from Brentford, even after the onslaught where they tried to just, take us to the sword, and we survived that, past 20-25 minutes onwards to the end of the first half, there were some positives there, including one player in particular. And this is where I have to look in the second half and look to what Graham Potter was trying to do, because I feel like today, overall, there are some factors as to why Chelsea didn't pick up 3 points. 3 reasons. 1, we couldn't finish our dinner at times where we really should have, and it wasn't even a case of, we just can't shoot. It was a case of misplacing a pass, choosing the wrong decision, the wrong man to pass to, or making the wrong decision and not passing to the right man, taking a shot from an impossible angle, things like that, right? We saw chances. We saw the last chance in the game, or the last minute or so with Chukwuemeka, where he really should have squared it to Sterling and he didn't. We saw the chance that Sterling got and he took one extra touch when he didn't have to. He could have slotted it bottom corner. We saw the Kai Havertz opportunity. We've seen, Aubameyang hit it straight at the keeper. Pulisic hit it straight at the keeper. There were moments just where we really could have done something with it, but we didn't. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, I think Graham Potter in the second half might have tinkered a little bit too much. Right? And I understand what he's trying to do, because you look to some of your senior players, you look to some of what is meant to be your best players, and you think, okay, these are the lads that are going to turn it around. But I feel like the lads he took off were the ones that would have probably got us something from this game. So, did he tinker a bit too much? I think he did. And that, for me, limited us, especially when you look to the last stage of the second half. And who could have actually wrapped up the game for us. What was missing in our play, I think I looked at the players that came off and I go, well, that was the solution. So there's that. And number 3, I don't normally say this, but today I'm saying it. The referee and the non-existent VAR were a shambles. And this isn't disrespect to Brentford. Brentford, I thought, actually played quite well, quite decent. They weren't as defensive as I thought they were going to be. They stuck a back 5 there. They were trying to pack out the middle of the park. They were trying to control the game from there, make sure we weren't posing any threat. They know if they send us to the wings a lot more often that we're going to be a little bit weaker, hence because Reece James isn't there, we know that. And when we tend to just go to the wing and cross, we're not as efficient. We know this. So Brentford's tactic overall did pay off a little bit. But the way that they played was actually, credit to them. They were strong. They were brave. They were coming at us at times. They were trying to hit the counter attack. They were trying to be smart. They were trying to be strategic, and the atmosphere and all that helped them. Fantastic. So credit to Brentford. But for the chances that Chelsea did get, and for the occasions that Kai Havertz had in the box where he got brought down, there was the thing about the handball. There were 3 or 4 things in that game. Right, the last chance at the end, did that actually hit the arm or not? I saw 2 replays of it, and I have to say, on that one, I'm inconclusive. But especially the one with Kai Havertz, where he gets pulled down. It doesn't even go to VAR. What's the point of VAR if it doesn't even go to VAR? It's shocking. And then a similar challenge happens later in the second half, and Koulibaly gets penalised for a foul. Where's the consistency? This is where I looked at the ref today, I looked at VAR, and I was like, you lot were a shambles today. Absolute shambles. Chelsea overall, we didn't play bad. It wasn't a bad performance. It wasn't a performance where I go, we done nothing. We weren't doing anything. It was flat. It wasn't that. It was a very, very good end-to-end game. 0-0, decent, entertaining game, though. I have to say, for the neutral, I think a neutral would have watched that game and gone, wow, pretty end-to-end. Fairly entertained. No goals. It's a shame, but it wasn't boring. It definitely wasn't boring. So this is what I'm saying. Chelsea today, we weren't bad, but there were things. There were things and there were factors. And when you look at the way that we started with Kepa in goal, and fair play to Kepa once again, by the way. The guy's turned into a machine. Kepa is, without question, now the number one goalkeeper as it stands. Mendy's got work to do. Easily. So, Kepa, I never thought I'd say that again, you know. I really thought he'd leave and that would be the end of it. But Kepa, fantastic. We went with Azpilicueta, Chalobah, Koulibaly, Cucurella as what seemed like the back four, with the option of the hybrid, as I mentioned in the preview yesterday. That is exactly what Graham Potter did, because Loftus-Cheek was factored on the right-hand side, so whenever we went to a back three, Loftus-Cheek became a wing-back. At times when he was going forward, you could see it was basically midfield three of Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek, and you could say Gallagher. And up front were Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and Broja. And this is where I looked to that first half. And for one, Kai Havertz, I don't know what to do with Kai. He was there and he was present, but every time he gets the ball, you don't feel threatened. The only chances where I felt like, oh, go on, are the times where he got done in the penalty box. One where he got pulled down, and the other one where in the box and he gets a shot blocked off. And apart from that, I can't really remember much from Kai Havertz. He just looks so flat. It looks slow. Look, I don't know what to say or do about Kai Havertz now. I really don't. Is it a concern? I want to say give it some time, but yeah, we'll wait and see with Kai Havertz. Mason Mount looked quite decent. Got brought off, I'm guessing, because rotation, minutes. We got Man United on Saturday. Oh, well, on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday 5:30. Is it that? Broja? I thought Broja was electric. I thought he was fantastic. And I didn't put him in my lineup yesterday for the preview, but I did see a few of the other lads. I did see on social media. I did see the calls for Broja. And I'm like, you know what? All of them got it spot on. Because Broja today looked fantastic. Shame he didn't score, but he was running that defence ragged. And then he gets brought off. This is where I go to Graham Potter, and I feel like maybe he's tinkered just a little bit. Anyway, Broja comes off, and I think him, Mason, and Conor Gallagher came off after 15. We hope Conor's all right, and there's nothing crazy to his condition or the way that he is, and hopefully everything's all right. We'll see what happens. Cucurella coming off was also a little bit, because yes, there were a couple of mistakes that he made in that game, 100%. But the way that he was bombing forward, the way that he was getting involved, he was a problem for Brentford. They had to constantly look at that left-hand side, right? All the time. Or our left-hand side. They had to. Because he was always getting ahead. And that's just goal threat after goal threat after goal threat when Cucurella does that. Can cross a ball decent as well. What I realised in the second half was we kept shifting our entire play constantly to the right-hand side. Azpi Loftus-Cheek, Azpi Loftus-Cheek, Azpi Loftus-Cheek. Azpi hardly crosses a ball very well anymore. Loftus-Cheek can't cross a ball very well anyway, period. You know? Then we're constantly having to find ways to come in. Then we face a big block of Brentford players in the middle because they've just packed out the midfield. We haven't provided anything on the left-hand side. Why? Cucurella got brought off. And I'm just thinking, well, not much needs to take off Cucurella. You've basically nullified another attacking threat as far as I'm concerned. So I personally would have kept Cucurella, Mason Mount and Broja all on the pitch. Mount being taken off for minutes, okay, I can understand it. Cool. Maybe there's a solution. Sterling was on the bench. He came on. He had opportunities. I don't know how he did not score, as I've already mentioned. I don't understand how, especially that chance where he got fed a nice ball. He takes it in his path. If that was Thierry Henry, it would have been in the bottom corner weeks ago. But no, he takes an extra touch, then tries to go for a shot, which he scuffs, and the defender comes sliding across him and just intercepts. Annoying. There's that. Aubameyang came on. We saw Aubameyang. Didn't have too much time on the pitch, but had a couple of shots straight at the keeper. Nothing much. Could he have done something if he stayed on the pitch? If he was on the pitch longer, perhaps. But overall, I feel like Broja could have done something. Mount could have done something. Pulisic came on, looked busy, but his execution was not there. It's the same story as when we look at like Kai Havertz and some of these other guys. You know, sometimes they can look present. Sometimes they're not there. Sometimes you don't even notice that they're there. But when they are there, sometimes you just see, yes, they have the ball, but after that, what are you going to do with it? Not much. And Pulisic was, you know, couple of good moments, couple of not so good moments. Same old. Not really much of a threat. Too many touches. Too probably overthinking. I don't know. It's just overall, it ended very frustrating. Chukwuemeka came on and he looked bright. Right? But that last chance at the end of the game where he just could have squared it to Sterling. Sterling surely would have buried that. Would have been 1-0, 3 points. Thank you very much. I'll let him off because Chukwuemeka, he's young, he's new, he's not got that much Premier League experience. Remember, he was playing Premier League 2 at Aston Villa mainly. The reserves. We bought him. He's got loads to show, loads to prove, loads of time on his hands, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But at Chelsea Football Club, when an opportunity comes, you got to make the right choice. And if you don't, you got to make sure you rectify it the next time. Because if not, pressure's on. You know, the level is high. So we have faith in him and hopefully he's going to pull himself together after that. But overall, it wasn't a bad game, but it's just ended frustrating because I feel like we could have done something in that game and we didn't. I've already told you the factors. It's not just Chelsea, maybe Graham Potter, the referee, Brentford setup. Overall, it's just one of those days. There's not going to be a game, where this isn't a game where I normally come on and go, oh my God, that was a disgrace. We should be ashamed of ourselves. No. It's one of those games that can happen. It's one of those ones. But we got to beat Man United now. We got to beat Man United. And talking about Man United, let's find out. Oh, it's 2-0. It's 2-0 Man United. Wow. Okay. Bruno Fernandes has found where the goal is. So Tottenham in the mud. That's a good way to end the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you check out OneFootball, link in the description. Don't forget to leave me your thoughts on today's game down in the comments. Much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this. We march on to Man United. Bring on Saturday. I'll see you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care. And peace.